It's all in how they news report, how they frame and manipulate the record. The opinions wanted, they endorse. What they need to hide, they ignore. Or they'll spin it until it's inverse. That's the usual one, 180 degrees spun. Truth now corrupted and in reverse, just like them, all shadowy and perverse. Let's take a simple example, the public opinion poll. The classic principle of fake it to make it, there to create opinion, yet sold as opinions rated. In reality, though, often made up numbers fabricated. Data and statistics need not be any more realistic. They come calculated, not so much statistically, but more logistically. And many whose decisions are not yet fully formed or articulated often move to be correlated, to be in line with a majority, to the perceived popular view. Proven safe place many stick to. It's a simple psychology applied, a leading tone, working on the quiet as a stepping stone, to independent decision-making overthrown. A way to have opinion exaggerated or overblown, to have public perception to their ends moderated, so that in the end, the right results are generated. It's nothing short of free opinion stole, yet all will swear blind it's their own, as hidden hands moulding stay unbeknown. In reality, though, it's been manipulated, mass opinion, mass formulated. Too often, media views simply remembered and regurgitated, which might be fine if they were not such bullshit tellers, but they are dealers in lies, there to propagandicize, to keep truth under disguise, and their centralized self-interest away from eyes without the know-how then to scrutinize. It's the very means to which corporate-owned media is nominated. It's brainwashing aim dominated. To think their aim is to advocate for us is insane, inanely naive. They don't want us liberated, knowledgeable, nor integrated. They do all they can to keep us regulated, dumbed down, and separated. Come on. Sources who'll agree they'll support. Allow them airtime and give them floor. Yes, they also bribe, pay, and reward. So many so easily bored. Indeed, those with position for sure. It's the known and practiced law of how to manipulate and secure one's own power position and keep it insured. As well as the brotherhood, it's get the dirty ones in and on board. Ones with proven corrupted record, or ones who've previously been lured into behavior and habits best kept secret, off public record and unheard. Keep the videotape stored. It's owning its blackmail record that'll keep them always on board. Doing sin work of the hidden overlords. Naive enough in this truth-defying discord? Really? This nepotism of the corrupt is found throughout all of history's power record. Whatever did happen to Epstein's files? What is known for sure is that those profiles highlighting disgusting evil lifestyles are worth something only while hidden, for the political decisions they quicken. Someone stashed them? Who bought them? Given ends to which used can only be a villain, one with enough cash to do some pretty high bidding. One shivers to think what could be their end vision. As for those insiders who dare to contradict, our brave whistleblowers in the mix, where payoff and bribery won't coerce, smear them with full media force. Deride them in the newsprint as a matter of course, the critique following quickly onto social media walls, algorithms knowing where to have the arsenal fall. Then it's repeated everywhere in the parroting call, and that's truth then diminished. 3 words here to say in recognition of this: Judy and Mikovits. Here's 3 more: an absolute hero. Yet many brought her integrity and bravery right back to zero. Shame on those. What? She chose prison with liberty compromised, took on a silencing smear that had her ghettoised, knowing it would lead to her career full jeopordised, all on a refusal to lie, to retract or compromise, on a scientific truth for which she still holds proof. That immune-compromising viruses were found in supplies of vaccines where with mice they played scientific synthesize. Will humans ever bow back down to nature and get more humbly wise to know there's usual penalty to play when we play at Frankenstein? But farmer gods become heavily galvanized when criticized. To retract would have had all Judy's threats and problems neutralized. Poof, gone away, done. Many would think this choice wise. Most would have folded, seen even as a chance to capitalize. To recommence with normal life, maybe later even get a prize, reward for playing game. This is already implied is the very way in which position gets bought and gained. Corruption being name of their weighted and crooked game. But no, for some, no amount of money or being pressurized will get one to submit to having truth compromised. Her aging husband, though, agonized, begging of her otherwise to not make enemy of the big pharma and the jab club mob guys. So come on, use some logic to see through their easy printed lies. She was there to sell a book, to capitalize, blah, 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 their easily fed guises, lies. She gave it away free, truth and justice her moral guide. So before we finish on how they use smearing and derision to have the public demonize in typical flip side those who in reality ought to be eulogized, let me give full honor and be sure to emphasize how Mikovits, along with Snowden, Julian Assange, and many others we ought to salute and recognize, all have something most will never characterize, and the public's lack of it is daily more recognized. I'm talking here of strong backbones, unsellable morals, and glistening self-respect. So the least we can do is pay their bravery back with our respect. By not being so quick to deflect or be prone to deliberate misdirect. Be a bit more media savvy and circumspect, rather than leave such corporation-owned media giving criticism unchecked. The first position of critique against known whistleblowers should be to treat the critique of the blower and not the blower as suspect. If Fauci's eyes were slits, folk would still miss his snake eyes, because people take on the media spin. Who holds the pen wins. So hero is made villain while Snake becomes role model. Not in any newspaper way, shape, nor doing was he, Fauci, ever immoral. Via media corporations distorting bow and its ever-shaping arrow, Fauci perceived to be on the good, the straight, and the narrow. People's critical thinking done, resting now on others' laurels. Too easy a joke, everything reversed in a pen stroke. There are other means to silence, to threaten or coerce, a subtle little reference to their family or child, that ought to do it, and that's them being mild. Do you know how many suicides of the Clinton circles can be applied, or how statistically, as a holistic doctor, your chance of death by suicide or via vehicle and collision and fatal collide, particularly if you question pharma, becomes significantly magnified? Read Snopes' attempt to debunk this as a measure for how well your critical thinking can be applied. As always, links are found below. Need people to an opinion conform? Well, those are just some of the methods to kill critique dead or to shape and transform. Though in getting public thought one formed, it's far more effective to have folk believe that they've given their willing support than for them to see it or feel it as enforced. So at this manipulation, they are well versed. Charm works best to have people turned. Coercion forced or dressed in uniform is never as effective as when seemingly earned. So as all best manipulating artists have learnt, if you want someone to do you a rotten good turn, far more effective than coming with sticks and stones is to approach from the angle that your wants are born of principled action and are laden with ethical concerns. So via use of their corporate media, they orchestrate the getting of our attention, concerns, and consent. It's manipulation of public response, strategically engineered. It's illusion of consent. More appropriate, we call it conquest, as lurking behind it will be a series of purposely engineered events, full or part theatre pulled off as real, psyops, false flags, designed specifically to mold opinion, to shape and to orchestrate reactions and behaviors via first and always the manipulation of emotions. Anyone with one in the family or has dated one will know this strategy to be the hallmark of narcissism and psychopathy. Though in this instance we've moved now from micro to macro, as these psychopaths at the top of the pyramid have endless resource, tool and money to throw at this manipulative methodology. It's deliberate emotional triggering put to specific end. We'll recall Mr. Edward Bernays from part 1 as the master of this game. It's he who turned this game the engineering of consent, equally the manufacturing of. Stay tuned for later chapters as we delve deeper into this. There'll be problem, reaction, solution, and also false flags and simulations. And as we go deeper, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just bringing some facts, vital information one might lack. I can see it perhaps coming and I'll take the ensuing attack, but I can't unknow what I know, and I'm pretty well researched and I'm decades widely read. The problem with some refusers who want to cut discussion dead is one's not got beyond their narrative, and one's critique, if one has one, is also mainstream read, and by that I mean, led. So if one wants to have an opinion that is worthy of entering the debate, then one's got to have at least dabbled with the counter evidence at any rate. It's not enough to simply regurgitate all the information they disseminate. One's got to investigate, learn how to interrogate, delve into all sides of the debate in order to actually substantiate, be open enough to reevaluate rather than just perpetuate. One has to go down some proverbial rabbit holes to see the true extent of what they control, how protection of the public discourse has to be for them an essential goal. It's the fabric of how we are kept under control, and without it, there is no mass nor global control. We've got to take information in more critically, learn better what to eliminate, see through the bullshit to liberate, learn for ourselves how to self-officiate, and most importantly, know when to not collaborate. It's our pathway to emancipate, to regain our sovereign state. The time is now to own our own psychological state. Take back our own thinking, cut their goddamn puppeteering strings, reach out to our others and grow wide these wings. Come back into circle, put this goddamn faking fear back in reversal, stand up. This ain't no dress rehearsal. That was back in October of 2019 around the Global Elites Roundtable. Event 201. That, as a chapter, will be another one.